What separates people who rise from those who stay stuck? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even opportunity. It's habits. The choices you repeat every single day become the foundation of your life. Weak habits create a weak life. Strong habits create a life of power, success, and unshakable confidence. If you want to change your future, you don't start with dreams. You start with discipline. Everyone wants success. Everyone dreams of becoming more, doing more, achieving more. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. It's not the big things you do once in a while that shape your life. It's the small things you do over and over again. Consistency is not glamorous, it's not flashy, and it's definitely not easy. But it is the single greatest force that separates the dreamers from the doers. Anyone can work hard for a day, but who shows up every single day, even when it's boring, even when it's uncomfortable, even when nobody is watching? That's the person who wins. Think about it. If you go to the gym once, nothing changes. If you eat clean for a week, no magic transformation happens. If you read a book today, you don't suddenly become a genius. But when you repeat those actions, day after day, month after month, year after year, that's when the breakthrough happens. Consistency is the compound interest of life. It multiplies silently, invisibly, until one day, people look at you and wonder, how did they get there? How did they build that strength, that confidence, that success? And the answer will be simple. They showed up when everyone else quit. Most people fail not because they don't have talent or potential, but because they keep starting and stopping. They want quick results, and when life doesn't deliver fast enough, they walk away. But strong habits are not built in sudden bursts of effort. They are built in the grind, in the repetition, in the choice to keep going when the excitement wears off. Consistency is not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. If you miss a day, you don't quit, you return. If you fall short, you don't punish yourself, you continue. The ones who commit to showing up, even in imperfection, are the ones who eventually master themselves. The truth is, consistency requires a mindset shift. You cannot rely on emotion to carry you through, because emotions change every day. You cannot rely on inspiration, because inspiration fades. You must decide that your actions are not negotiable. If it matters to you, it doesn't matter whether you feel tired, whether the weather is bad, whether your mood is low. You do it anyway. That decision is what builds inner strength. When you can trust yourself to follow through, you gain a confidence that no one can take away. You stop waiting for the perfect moment, and you start creating results in the real, messy, imperfect moments of life. Consistency is also a form of respect for yourself and for your goals. When you commit to something and keep breaking that commitment, you're teaching yourself that your word doesn't matter. You're teaching your mind that your goals are negotiable. But when you show up again and again, you're sending a powerful message. I keep my promises. I don't quit on myself. I am reliable. That kind of self-trust is rare, and it changes the way you carry yourself. People can sense it. Opportunities can sense it. Life rewards those who are steady, disciplined, and committed far more than those who are merely talented but inconsistent. So if you want to change your life, stop chasing intensity and start chasing consistency. Don't focus on doing everything in one giant leap. Focus on doing the small things daily. Wake up and commit to the process, not the outcome. Consistency doesn't just build habits, it builds character. It teaches you patience, discipline, and resilience. It turns effort into mastery and habits into destiny. Because in the end, the strongest life doesn't come from what you do once. It comes from what you do every single day, without fail, until it becomes who you are. Motivation feels good, doesn't it? It gives you that rush, that fire in your chest, that voice saying, "Today is the day." But here's the brutal truth: motivation is temporary. It fades the moment life gets uncomfortable. It disappears when the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. It vanishes when you're sore, tired, or facing failure. If your life depends on motivation, you'll never get far, because motivation is fickle. Discipline, on the other hand, is unshakable. Discipline doesn't ask, "Do I feel like it?" Discipline simply does. That is why discipline will always be greater than motivation. The people you admire, the ones who built incredible lives, did not rely on being motivated every day. They relied on discipline. They understood that their emotions couldn't be trusted, so they built systems and rules for themselves that made action non-negotiable. Discipline is when you drag yourself to the gym, even when your body says no. Discipline is when you write another page, make another call, push through another hour, not because you're inspired, but because you said you would. That is what builds a strong life. Doing the hard things when no one else is willing to. Motivation is like the weather. It changes daily. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it storms. But discipline is like the ground beneath your feet. It doesn't move. When you build discipline, you no longer rely on fleeting feelings to carry you. You become anchored. You know exactly what must be done. And you do it, regardless of mood. That's why disciplined people achieve their goals, while others just talk about them. The difference isn't desire, it's execution. Discipline is the bridge between wanting and having, between dreaming and living. Every time you choose discipline, you are training your mind. You're teaching yourself that you are in control, not your laziness, not your cravings, not your doubts. Each act of discipline strengthens your willpower like a muscle. And the more you practice it, the stronger it gets. Motivation is easy. You wait for it and ride the wave. Discipline is hard. You create it when nothing else exists. That's why disciplined people are rare, but they are also the ones who rise above because they do what others refuse to do. There will always be days when you don't want to work, don't want to study, don't want to keep going. Most people give in to that feeling, and that's why they stay average. But those who build discipline rise on those very days. They take the resistance and use it as fuel. They know that if you only work when you feel good, you'll never become great. Greatness is born in discomfort. Greatness is built in the days you wanted to quit, but didn't. Discipline is the proof that you don't bow to weakness. You conquer it. When you choose discipline over motivation, you unlock freedom. Freedom from procrastination, freedom from inconsistency, freedom from the roller coaster of emotions that keep most people stuck. Discipline gives you control over your life, your habits, and your destiny. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it is powerful beyond measure. And once you experience the strength that comes from doing what must be done, especially when you don't feel like it, you realize that discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the ultimate form of self-respect. Everybody wants the big breakthrough, the overnight success, the dramatic transformation that changes everything at once. But the truth is, life doesn't work like that. Success is not a single giant leap. It's a staircase built one small step at a time. Small wins are the hidden secret behind every great achievement. The problem is, most people overlook them. They think small actions don't matter, so they dismiss them. But the truth is, the small things you do daily carry more power than the big things you do occasionally. Those small wins, repeated consistently, will build a foundation so strong that no obstacle can shake it. Think about how compound interest works. You put in a little money consistently, and over time, it grows into something massive. Habits work the exact same way. 10 minutes of reading a day may not feel like much, but in a year, that's 365 opportunities to grow your mind. Writing 1 page a day may feel insignificant, but in a year, you've written an entire book. Running a mile may feel small compared to a marathon, but add those miles up, and soon your body and mind are unrecognizable. The big transformation you're chasing is hidden inside the tiny actions you ignore. The challenge is that small wins don't give you instant gratification. They don't feel dramatic enough to satisfy your craving for progress. That's why so many people quit before they see results. They go to the gym for a week, don't see abs in the mirror and stop. They save money for a month, don't become wealthy overnight and give up. But transformation is slow, subtle, and silent. Small wins are invisible at first, but then one day, the results appear and everyone calls it an overnight success. What they don't see are the countless small wins that built the foundation. Every small win builds momentum. It teaches your brain that progress is possible, and progress creates energy. When you keep winning on a small scale, you build the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. Small wins rewire your identity. If you read a little every day, eventually, you begin to see yourself as a reader, a learner, a thinker. If you exercise consistently, you start to identify as an athlete, as someone who takes care of their health. Identity is shaped by repetition, and repetition is powered by small wins. The truth is, small wins are also protection against failure. When you aim only for massive results, failure feels devastating. But when you commit to small, daily progress, failure becomes just another part of the journey. Missed one workout? No problem. Get back tomorrow. Skipped a page of writing. Do 2 the next day. Small wins are forgiving. They give you room to fall and rise again, without losing momentum. They keep you grounded, steady, and focused on the long game, instead of chasing shortcuts that don't last. If you want big transformation in your life, stop asking, "What giant move can I make today?" and start asking, "What small step can I take and repeat tomorrow?" The strongest habits are built in silence, brick by brick, action by action. The people who change their lives are not the ones who wait for massive opportunities. They are the ones who create small victories daily. When you honor the power of small wins, you build a momentum so strong that it becomes impossible to stop you. That's how transformation begins. Not with a single leap, but with steady, unshakable steps toward greatness. Look around you right now. The people, the conversations, the energy, the space you